Sega.
The Incredible Hulk has captured the hearts and imaginations of fans around the world. And in order to bring these characters to life in the video games, Sega enlisted many of the film's stars to reprise their roles.
Pick me up!
Everything about this is something I'm enthusiastic about.
Take the two of them to the chopper, confiscate everything. Dr. Stearns, we expect your full cooperation. Welcome to the Army.
It seems unlikely, that the artiste is going to do the comic, but that's not. Comics are art.
It's our last option, but we can't do it with Enclave's constant interference.
To come in here and do something I've never done before was a blast.
I thought it would be cool to be a character in one, and also the idea of my kids can be me in this.
It's not what you've done, it's what you're going to do. I want what you got out of Banner.
I think it's just a big hoot. I think it's seriously good fun.
This is Blonsky, I'm switching vehicles.
Stop! I'm General Ross's daughter.
To round out this impressive cast, Liv Tyler returns as Betty Ross, daughter of General Ross and love interest to Bruce Banner.
Bruce? Blonsky's destroying the city. Aren't you going to do something? Anything?
Acting for a video game can be challenging, especially for a group of actors new to this experience.
And the moments when it was a scene, I just went and played the character. And I found it remarkably easy to do that.
I agree. That's why I've authorized you to receive the full treatment. You're taking the gloves off now.
It's slightly different, but actually, it's ultimately all about being clear for the person who's playing the game.
Well, we could elevate your gamma levels.
It's a really interesting and specific muscle that you're using just to make the information clear for the person playing the game who needs the information clearly and quickly so that they can accomplish the task.
Do you think you can cure me?
I'm very confident, Bruce. Now, did you bring the blood sample? I can't get accurate data from your blood sample. Something's interfering with my analysis. The source must be close. Can you find it and move it out of range? Otherwise, I won't be able to finish.
But performances in video games also call upon the actors to deliver more primal reactions.
When we got into the indiscriminate generic grunts and stuff, then I was at a loss.
I like the grunting stuff.
The collaboration between the filmmakers and video game developers has ensured an immersive extension of the Incredible Hulk franchise.
One of the funnest things to do in a video game is to destroy stuff and to, blow up stuff. And Hulk is the kind of character that that's all he's about.
No matter what medium you find him in, the Incredible Hulk leaves an indelible mark. For he is human at heart, and that is what connects him to humanity, even in his monstrous form. In the end, the Incredible Hulk is an enduring character, and many would say an inspiration.
Absolutely, Hulk is a hero.
His power is great, and what better way for fans to experience it than in a video game, by becoming the Incredible Hulk.
Marvel really has led the way in terms of taking their brands and blowing them out and making them ubiquitous everywhere.
Our relationship with Marvel has just been awesome.
We've got a lot of people here that are really familiar with the Marvel Universe and actually the Incredible Hulk.
I am a major Marvel fan, especially when it comes to the Hulk. I think they've developed some of the best comic book characters in the world.
Edge Reality, what they bring to it is a real passion of understanding of what the Hulk is, and I think that's something that is really going to be true to the film too, and I think that's where the connection was for me, is the fun and playful side, the intense action, the anger. Like, there's a lot of different things that are fun and cool about the Hulk, and I think they understood that, and I think that's something that's going to go across both the movie and the game.
With the impending feature film release of The Incredible Hulk in June 2008, Marvel needed a partner that could bring to life a video game interpretation of their Green Goliath. Marvel has dominated the comic book video game market for the past several years, and in order to maintain their reign, they turned to publisher Sega.
This particular franchise, The Incredible Hulk, I think it's a great meeting of these two companies at the right time.
The acquisition of this license and a few others really coincides with our reemergence as a publisher. Marvel's a great brand, they have a great cast of characters, and we knew that we had to be in that business.
With the strategic publisher in place, the next step was securing a developer that was up to the challenge of creating a game based on the incredible icon.
Edge Reality became a very obvious choice to do the Hulk video game. We looked at 8, 10 developers or so, and they had an amazing understanding and passion for the Hulk.
Edge Reality has definitely got a history of taking movies and working with the team making the movie and finding out what's the essence of the movie, what's the core there that's going to get people excited about it, what is the movie trying to explore, and then importing that into a game and then exploding it out and letting the player take that theme and explore it in the whole venue of a much larger game.
They knew what to do with the character. They had a bunch of great ideas that they wanted to bring and updates to the franchise. It was one of the most impressive game pitches I've seen. I think they put together a really spectacular package where they really showed, that they understood and knew what was great about the Hulk game franchise as it stood in the last generation, and then what they were going to do to bring it to the next generation with some really great improvements.
What we really wanted to focus on was the end result. I mean, what's really exciting is actually being able to play the Hulk. And so we really focused on that aspect of it.
With the trifecta in place, Edge of Reality now had to deliver on their promise.
They're actually building the engine that we're using from scratch. It's something that they're making themselves. So what they're doing for us is giving us the ability to have a fully interactive Manhattan and making it fully destructible. Not only you can move across vertical spaces like on the ground, you can go up and down, and there's day and night cycles, so it's going to feel like a living, breathing city.
Developing a high-profile property is not only exciting for the publisher and developer, but it can also have some unexpected benefits.
As a studio, having a high-profile game like this is going to enable us to also attract a lot of high-caliber talent.
Just like the roster of characters assembled on the pages of comic books, Marvel and Sega have selected a talented team of video game developers who know what makes the Incredible Hulk tick. The immense amount of effort it takes to animate characters in a video game is often overlooked and taken for granted by the public at large. But many, many hours of blood, sweat, and tears are shed here, in this room. It is the animators that breathe life into these virtual characters, and one look at the Incredible Hulk in action proves just how talented the animators at Edge of Reality truly are.
We usually animate anything that has to be kind of smooth, and the second it actually hits an object, that's when we turn it into the physics object, so that since it's going to be such an abrupt change, it's a great place to do the little pop, and you don't notice it so much.
We have keyframe animation, so our animators hand animate everything.
One of the things that keyframe animation gives us as opposed to motion capture is since the Hulk is the player's character and you're controlling the Hulk, we can animate to the feel of the controller and make sure that the feel is really good. So a guy in a motion capture suit can move like a human, and that's about it. He's not that fast, he's not that powerful, so that really doesn't come through. So we're able to have fine control over the poses and the speed and the quickness of the player in order to have really great responsive control.
Unlike traditional human characters featured in video games, the animators at Edge of Reality had to work with a larger-than-life beast. So where best to start than the Incredible Hulk's closest real-world counterpart?
We've hired bodybuilders to come in, and we took a lot of pictures and a lot of video of them flexing their muscles and getting into poses that are actually similar to some of the moves that Hulk does.
The next-generation technology of the new video game consoles also gave the artists more power when it came to creating their characters.
One of the biggest benefits that we get in the next-gen technology is normal mapping, and it gives us the ability to show the muscles. When I first started building the rig on this character, one of the things we wanted to add is since he's so big and he's got all these huge muscles, we wanted to make sure that all those things looked really realistic. And so we not only are we able to stretch the limbs and everything, but we're also able to animate all those muscles and make them shake and make them flex. And you'll see that come through in the game and how realistic his flesh really looks when he's animated. And it actually lights, and so as the light hits it, you actually see the lighting and the shadowing roll over those muscles. We never used to be able to do that before.
Animating can have its limitations, so in order to avoid repetitive scenes, the animators blended their work alongside the physics engine.
One of the great things about the physics in the game is that everything kind of seems to bounce off everything naturally. If we were to animate that one thing blowing up, you'd see the same animation over and over again. Things will bounce off each other and it'll feel different every time, and it actually makes the world much more interactive and feel like you're really affecting the world as opposed to just playing animations over and over in the game.
The animations and real-world physics enables the player to tap into the raw power of the Incredible Hulk.